All right, folks, welcome back to another market report. Today we are doing the Halifax Real Estate Market update for October 2024. Little disclaimer, you may hear a little puppy in the background barking. It's because I have a puppy and he is in the background barking. He might be playing with some water bottles, but we're going to try to do this. For those first tuning in, I'm Tom Moore. I'm a realtor here in Halifax. And basically what we do in these videos is we ask those first tuning in to just watch through the first neighborhood. It's Bedford, Nova Scotia. We'll go through all of the different metrics we use. And then along the bottom of the YouTube bar, wherever you're watching this, it will be divided up by the individual neighborhood. So you'll be able to see kind of what's going on in regards to both, the condo market as well as the single family market. Condo market, obviously only being there if there are condos to pull from. Okay, so let's pull this market update here. Okay, so there's some of my contact info right there. Tom Moore Real Estate on Instagram and TikTok if you need me there. Living in Halifax, obviously on YouTube. Okay, so here we go. This is the Bedford stats again for the month of October. Now as you'll see here, we've got this map right here. This is essentially where we're pulling all this data from. So each individual area will have one of these. Total sales, the black number will be from October. The blue number will be from September. So 30 total sales, 29 last month. Still a little bit of a climb there. Days on market. This is how, on average, how many days a property has been on the market for before it is sold. So days on market, we've got 22, pretty significant drop from 60 in last month. Showings per listing, we've got 5.2 in October versus 5.4. This is how many families, groups, individuals are going through that house before it sells. New listings, we've got 45 in the month of October versus 52 in the month of September. Again, that's pretty self-explanatory. Sale price to list price percentage. This is basically if the house was for sale for $1. In this case, it would have gone for $98 or 98 cents, I should say. So, this is a pretty healthy indicator. 98, when we get kind of up 100 and above, obviously that usually means it's a seller's market. Below 97 is when we start to see a bit more of a buyer's market. Relatively similar from the last month in September. Okay, monthly comparisons. We've got the single family. So this is obviously like more of a house style. And then the condo is obviously a condo. Certain neighborhoods will have the condos and certain neighborhoods will not. Single family monthly comparison. We've got 780,000 in the month of October versus 675 in the month of September. These are average numbers. Put you in the ballpark of what's going on in these individual neighborhoods. Obviously, Bedford, like many other areas, are going to have really nice areas that can push that up and more affordable areas that can push it down. Bedford just tends not to have as many affordable areas. So it tends to have a higher price point than what we might see in some of these other neighborhoods. Price per square foot, self-explanatory. We got 281 in October, 264 in September. Condo, same thing. We saw it at 555 in September. It's now 354. And the price per square foot went up a little bit from 338 to 376. Okay, Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, about an hour and 15 away down the South Shore, kind of the hub of the South Shore, if you will. 12 total sales in October, just up a bit from September. 25 days on market, significantly longer than the 6 we saw in September. Showings per listing was 3.6 versus 3.5 in September, relatively the same. New listings, a little bit of a drop here. We're starting to see this trend line occur, signifying a bit more of a logical bell curve that we see every year in terms of how many buyers and sellers are moving around. We got 13 new listings in October, 21 in September, 100% sale price to list price percentage versus 97.8 in September. Monthly comparison, we've got 407,000 in October versus 389,000 in September. Price per square foot, we've got 221 versus 258 in September. Clayton Park in Rockingham, great little bedroom community, lots of different kind of inventory and whatnot. out through there. Total sales, we saw 26 versus 32 in September. 9 days on market. A little bit of a drop from the 12 we saw in September. Showings per listing, we saw it 7.6 versus 6.2 in September. New listings was 38 in October versus 36 in September, and it dropped down of about 1% to 98% sale price to list price percentage. Monthly comparison for the single family side was $666,188, up about a little over 50K. Well, almost 100K, I should say, probably closer to 80K there. Price per square foot was 277 in October, and it was 275 in September. Condos, we saw it go from 392 in September to 405 in October, and the price per square foot went from 329 in September to 337 in October. Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, generally a little cheaper area. Total sales, we saw 17 the month of October. Days on market 6. Showings per listing, we saw 8.2, still pretty steamrolly there. New listing 16 versus 21 in September. Sale price to list price percentage went up over 2% to 103.8%. That's pretty high on the offering side of things. Monthly comparison, we saw the single families. There's no real condos here in Cole Harbour, not enough to rally a number. We saw it go from 456 to 530 in October. And the sale price to list price, this price per square foot went from 268 to 280 in October. So a little bit of an uptick there. Dartmouth. Total sales, we saw 71. Dartmouth usually packs a pretty good punch. Days on market went up 1 day to 6. Showings per listing went down 0.2 to 7.4. New listings was actually up in Dartmouth from 84 to 93. Sale price to list price percentage stayed the same at 100%. Monthly comparison, we saw basically stay the same at 530,000 for the single families, and a slight drop from 296 to 292 price per square foot. Condos also experienced a slight drop of what is that? $14,000 to $412,000. Price per square foot went from 371 to 444. All right, downtown Halifax, the only place where we're only pulling condo data. Total sales, we saw it go from 3 to 6 in the month of October. Days on market went from 22 to 52 in October. Quite significant there. Showings per listing went from 2.2 to 4.1. New listings is at 7 for the month of October. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it drop below that threshold into the buyer's market of it was at 98.2. It's now at 96.2. Monthly comparison for the condos dropped from 860 to 588.5. And the price per square foot went from 846 to 743. Condos are a bit of a crapshoot downtown. You can get these crazy expensive ones. You can get some more affordable ones. The big thing to watch out for when you're looking down at condos in downtown or kind of anywhere in Halifax for that matter is the condo fees, the strata fees, the maintenance fees, whatever they want to call it. Where you're from, that's what we call it here, basically the condo fees. So they can get a little high. Eastern Passage and Cow Bay, we saw 15 total sales in the month of October, slight drop, which is good. 3 days on market. That's a heck of a speedy market there. Showings per listing, we saw 4.4 drop from 5.6 in September. New listings was 22. It's now at 14. And the sale price to list price percentage went from 99.3 to 101.3%. Monthly comparison, we saw it go from 451 to 420,000, and the price per square foot went from 279 to 290, so up $10. Eastern Shore and Lawrencetown, we saw 8 total sales, same as last month. 15 days on market, doubled what it was in September. Pretty much the same at shows per listing at 4, new listings 11, and the sale price list percentage dropped just a hair over 1% to 97.1. Makes sense this time of year. There's significantly fewer buyers looking up that way. Single family monthly comparison dropped over 100K from 472 to 345. Price per square foot went from 290 to 297 in October. Enfield, just out past the airport there. Quite a bit of new building going on. This is one of the cheaper areas to get a new build, I would say, in and around Halifax. Total sales, we saw 27 days on market, went from 3 to 14. The shows per listing went from 4.6 to 4.8. New listings was at 20. Sale price list percentage, we saw it tick down from 100% to 98.4%. Monthly comparison, we saw it go from 500 down 10K to 490, and the price per square foot dropped $4 to $250 a square foot. Fall River, total sales 10, days on market 20. Showings per listing went from 4.6 to 5.8. New listings, we saw it go from 22 to 7. And the sale price to list price percentage dropped basically almost 2% from 99 to 97.1. Just a hair into that buyers category, which is interesting at the Fall River level. Single family monthly comparison. Again, you can get some big old lots out here near the river and near the lakes that surround the area. Went from 760, we'll call it, to 674 in October. Price per square foot went up from 270 to 296. Hammonds, Plains, and Lucasville. 22 total sales, 27 days on market, pretty much the same as September. Showings per listing, we saw it go from 4.5 to 3.8, and the new listings dropped by 3 to 30 per month. Sale price list price percentage, we saw it go up a little bit to 99.6%, so pretty much 100% there. Single family monthly comparison, we saw it at 806 or 807 in September. It's now at 769 in October. Price per square foot went from 323 to 310 in October. North End Halifax, we had 12 units sold, 4 days on market, just still pretty darn speedy. Showings per listing went up by a whole number to 6.1, and new listings went from 17 to 22 in October, so actually an increase there. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 100 to 102.6%, so definitely a seller's market there. Single family monthly comparison, we saw it go from 660 to 560, down 100K. Price per square foot went from 416 to 447, and the condos went from 375 in September to 525 in October. Price per square foot went from 386 in September to 500 in October. Sackville and Beaverbank, 41 total sales, 7 days on market, stayed the same. Total sales is down, which is good, by 6. Showings per listing went from 6.8 to 7. New listings we saw at 55 in September. It's now at 62, so that's up too. Interesting. Sale price list price percentage, 100.4% was in September, 100% in October. Monthly comparison, we saw it go from 490 to 520, and the price per square foot went from 260 to 280. Spryfield and Armdale, 27 total sales, 8 days on market. Showings per listing stayed the same at 5.3. New listings went from 38 to 32. Sale price to list price percentage was at 100%. It's now at 99, we'll call it. So still pretty strong on the seller side of things there. The single family monthly comparison went from 585 to 577.5, we'll call it. And the price per square foot went from 287 to 288. Big hop there by $1. Condo went from 362 to 372.9. And the price per square foot went from 349 to 363. So overall, pretty healthy numbers here. Not huge changes in Spryfield at all. South End Halifax. All right, let's check out what's going on here. We got 6 total sales, down from 11 last month. 19 days on market versus 43 last month. So fewer sales, but also fewer days on market, which is interesting this time of year. Showings per listing, we saw that 4.3 in September, 3.5 in October. So one less buyer, basically. Shopping around. New listings, we saw it at 21, and it was 23 last month. So a little bit of imbalance there. Sale price to list price percentage actually went up 1.5% to 97.8%. Single family monthly comparison is way down from 1.7 to 976,000 in October. Price per square foot was 506. It's now 391. So probably a nicer new build there. That one, I'd have to take a peek back through the old MLS. Condo, 700,000 in September, 481 in October. Price per square foot went from 545 to 665 in October for the condos. I know which one that was. Okay. Actually, there was 2, I think. Total sales, we saw 11 last month, 16 this month. Sorry, in October, 16. Days on market, quite significant here. 34 in September, 124 in October. So that's obviously, people aren't really shopping for cottages necessarily down here. Showing per listing, we saw it go from 2.6 to 2.7. Sorry about the yawns here, folks. I've got this puppy is just up quite a few times at night. You've got him sleeping in the bed, which is probably a bad idea, but it is what it is. New listings. We saw 21 last month, 16 this month of October. Sale price list percentage, we saw basically stay the same at 95.4. So a bit of a buyer's market there. No surprise. Single family. Geez, that's a decently high price point. Monthly comparison, we saw it at 470 in September, 632 in October. Price per square foot went from 290 to 340. Sydney, Nova Scotia. Total sales 29 days on market, 10 stayed the same. Showings per listing went up about person to 5.4. New listings was 25. It's now 33. Look at that. Sale price list price percentage. Okay, Sydney's cooking. Sydney is cooking here. Sale price list price percentage, we saw 97.8 in September, 100% in October. A little bit of a drop from 285 to 255.5 in October, and price per square foot went up about $10. Well, yes, went up $10 to $177 per square foot. Tantallon, Hubley, 9 total sales, 6 days on market, significantly down from 21 in September. Showings per listing was down 1 person to 3.9. New listings halved to 8 in October. So price to list price percentage went from 99.2 to 98.7. Monthly comparison went from down 100,000 to 552,000. Price per square foot went up, however, by about $10 to $297. Timberlea and Beechville. Total sales, we saw 17 days on market, 13. Showings per listing, we saw it drop almost 2 whole people to 4.3. New listings was at 24 in September. It's now 18. And the sale price list percentage stayed the same at 100%. Single family, we saw it at 640 last month, 530 in October. Price per square foot, we saw it go from 285 to 294 in October. Truro, Nova Scotia, 18 total sales doubled from last month. Days on market was 26, it's now 29. 4.5 showings per listing, so basically stayed the same as last month. 21 new listings versus 12 last month. Jeez. More buyers and sellers in Truro. 98%. Sale price list price percentage. Single family monthly comparison was 356, basically stayed the same as last month. Price per square foot went from 200 to 228. West End Halifax, 14 total sales versus 6 in September. 6 days on market versus 16 last month. Showings per listing dropped 0.6 to 7.1. New listings was 13. Sale price to list price percentage went up about a point to 99.5%. And the single family monthly comparison went from 676 to 755,000. Price per square foot went from 329 to 419. Windsor, Nova Scotia, the last spot on this stop. 22 total sales, 22 days on market. Showings per listing was 3.8 versus 4.2 in September. New listings, 32. It's ticked up as well. Interesting. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go to 98.3%. Monthly comparison went from 335 to 411,000, and price per square foot went from 237 to 284. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, my name is Tom Moore, and if you have any questions about some of the data we went over, you always feel free to reach out. My contact is in the description below or at the start of this video. Other than that, we'll leave you to it. Have a great rest of your week.